Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allocating your time on Student Forum at Ames University. Today we will be representing Ames University in discussing about the factors that increase the crime rate amongst the students. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us think about the scene. You are happy because your child is going to school and study very hard to become a better person every day, every night. And one day, your child came home from school with some fresh new marks on his body and even scars on it. As a parent, of course, you are confused, furious, or even worried about it. And of course, as a parent, you're gonna ask him how did it happen and when did it happen. There are three factors that might tell you that why it happened. One of it is maybe they got in a fight, maybe some friends play with him and just hit him in the body, or maybe one of the most popular reasons is they are trying to collect the protection fee from him. Well, this dreadful act is known as school violence. Well, we are proud to be here to share and gain our knowledge with all of you. Today, 6 gorgeous ladies from MC University will be joining us in our discussion. For my right hand side will be Yiting, Xinjie, and Jiayi. And for my left hand side will be Kerming, Jolan, and Yising. And me myself, the moderator, Achin Kate. Well, regarding from the factors, the problems that we have just stated just now, Miss Yiting, do you might have any idea, or what do you think that the main factors that causes the increase of the crime against the students?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lai. Well, there are many reasons that can cause the increase of crime rate among school children. From my perspective, the main reason that cause the increase of crime rate is due to lack of parental guidance. This may be because parents are busy with their works and have no time to interact with their children when they are at home. When parents are so busy with their work, the children have no opportunities to communicate with them, sharing out their feelings to their parents, or even ask for solution to solve their problems that they are faced outside. Due to lack of attention from their parents, children tends to have a new habit known as antisocial behavior, which they will try to get more attention from their parents and to remind their parents their assistance. Even kids need to deal with these negative consequences, which make me feel that parents play a huge responsibility in this case. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Miss Yiting, for your opinion. Well, this is quite acceptable because this is one common phenomenon that we see in our daily life. These things happen around us. Even my neighbors happen this kind of thing. Nowadays, because we can't really balance everything in our life, maybe sometimes we have the one side or something, and there's called bias. But parents really thinks that there should one side on the wrong place, which is working, rather than spending quality time with their children. And this is causing a lot of troubles because, like what you just said, anti-social behavior. It's not a brand, it's not a funny thing, it's a serious matter mentioned by you. And it's happening around us. I have been through this kind of thing since I was a young age, a teenager. So I know what the anti-social behavior is, and it's quite serious. But regarding what she just said, Miss Cynthia, did you support what she just said, or you think that there might be another factor that might cause about it?
Thank you, Mr. Lai. I truly agree of what she has said. As we can see, this is a common factor no matter in movies or in reality. Lack of the parent guidance is a main factor contribute for the children's disciplinary behavior. The communication gap between the children and the parents may be due to the parents which is too young or ill prepared for the parenting. This may cause the parent abandon their responsibility for being a good parents. Many parents didn't recognize that the most of children misbehave to catch their attention and just think that they are just naughty. So I think that parents should have more communication with their children to solve this problem. Before addressing the problem, I think parents should have more understanding about their children. That being said, the communication gap has caused the children to venture into various types of bad behavior. Therefore, parents should be more alert of their parents to prevent the issue from arise. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Miss Cynthia, for what you have just provided. It's quite splendid. Well, parents, you just heard what she just said, right? You think that a little hello to your kids is just a normal thing for them? It's quite a big thing. When they have problems, of course, the kids expected to find you and solve it. Do you ever heard of stranger danger? You don't expect your kids to go find a stranger and talk about his problems, right? You know what might happen, right? If you didn't pay more attention. Well, from my perspective, that parenting, lacking of parent guidance may be one of the factors, but it's not all of it. Because in the modern days right here, we have a lot of factors going on, but sometimes we didn't notice it. Maybe Miss Jia Yi has a little bit more ideas about it. So Miss Jia Yi, do you have some new factors, or maybe you just think that what she said is just
Yes.
right?
Thank you, moderator. I agree with the opinion that the increase in crime rates among the school students could be due to the lack of parental guidance. However, in my opinion, the main factor that caused the crime rates increasing is the indiscipline among youngsters, among themselves. In fact, the school plays a very important role in preventing the crime rates from increasing. The school should organize some sports activities, clubs, societies to prevent the students from doing some negative activities. Because these positive activities can channel the students' negative energy to positive energy and lead them to do something positive. In addition, the school should organize some mentoring programs. They should encourage students to indulge themselves in the activity, because this mentoring program can ensure the students to be more well behaved and to be more disciplined, and this will definitely increase their self-esteem. The behavior displayed by the students at home might be very different from the behavior displayed by the students at school. So I propose that all class teachers should have listed out all the rules that govern the students' behavior and give some punishments to the students whenever they did something wrong or they did some mistakes. So I think the rules must be very strictly enforced by the teachers. In addition, furthermore, the Ministry of Education recently has instituted several interventions to address the problems, the very serious discipline problems among the school students. And this include the placement of guidance counselors in schools where the problem has been reported the most. The Health and Family Life Education Program will also be introduced in more schools and will be part of the compulsory curricular and must be okay. Besides, the Ministry of Education has been working on strengthening the Parent-Teacher Association. In school, as parents, it's very important to control the behavior and instill the good moral values to their children. That's all from me.
Thank you, Ms. Yai. From what you said, just blow me away. A lot of people didn't notice this situation, and I want to get all your attentions. You notice this kind of thing? These papers? Do you think indisciplined people will bring this kind of thing to the discussion? No, they will bring a piece of white paper and act like they do everything. They can prepare. Unlike those indisciplined ones, they might just come empty-minded and just mess up everything they think they can. So a lot of people keep pointing fingers to the school saying that, this is not my problem, this is your problem. You are taking care of my children, you are teaching him, and you have the full responsibility to make sure he is successful. But school likes to reply and say that I am here to teach and help them gain knowledge. I'm not here to babysit your son. But indeed, yeah, what they say is right, but you have your responsibility to take care. But like our school, we did everything, we teach them these kind of things, write the important parts in the papers and bring it here. You see, they can prepare. So they can like produce some exercise, some teamwork stuff, or some discipline class for them to make them gain knowledge and become more disciplined and more successful. Well, Miss Camille, because this is like the ones who is influential on the old ones, because the old times we have this kind of thing happens regularly, but we are now at the modern era. So do you have any idea or any new factors that might related to increasing the crime rate amongst the children?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I agree with the opinion that the most factors that increase the crime rate among school children is due to influence of mass media. Mass media affect our way of lifestyle, socialization, living patterns, and personality of teenagers and young adults. Movie, television, or newspapers also have a large influence on our teenagers. Teenagers spend large amount of time in front of the television, magazine, or internet. Teenagers can adapt what they see and heard, and can imitate what they see and heard. When mass media is common around us, they are responsible for body image and self-worth. This is where we see several teenagers suffer from inferiority complexes, resulting to unhealthy eating habits and weight loss. Many media outlets increase aggressive tendency in teenagers. They want the latest clothing, hairstyle, and cars. We know that media sometimes fail to tell the real deal how one can obtain or achieve things in life. I think this is why the media has such an effect on the
Well, thank you, Ms. Camille. You have just stated one of the factors that really involve in the modern technology these days. Of course, media is right around us, right? You see this handphone right here? It has access to all medias, all applications to connect to the internet. I can receive any news from this little thing right here. But still, our kids, when they go home, teachers, parents really have no authority to really care about them, because they're holding their phones, they're watching the television, they're having access to the internet without us noticing. They can just go any website without any filtering from the parents or from the government or even from the teachers. Unlike from the old times, you can parent just picks the book from you. I want a storybook, I want a good child's book, I want just a normal atom or something. I just pick it from the book and I just give them. They will read what I get them. But it's not the same right now. For example, newspapers, sometimes they will filter some bad things from it. For example, the bribe, human trafficking, this kind of thing. And sometimes they like to watch the news from the TVs. For example, when they watch the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, he likes to use bombs to bomb each other countries just to settle their conflict or anything from them. So maybe kids will be seeing that, oh, maybe violence can settle all problems. That maybe I grow up, when I have a conflict with someone, I just punch him in the face and everything will be settled. Or when they see some of the idols, you see some Nicki Minaj, those kind of things that do some messed up shit right there. And sorry for what I just said. So when they do this kind of thing, they'll be thinking, oh, my favorite idol is doing this kind of thing. They are cool. And for those nerds right there who likes to study those kind of people, they're gonna get kicked out soon. So they will be learning everything from their idols and copy everything from them. For example, getting high on drugs, getting drunk on alcohol, this kind of messed up things that they think is cool. Well, Miss Jolan, from what she said just now, from Miss Kamisi just now, do you have any idea of any other factors that might increase the crime rate, or maybe you support her idea? Can tell us what you think?
Therefore, in this support what Ms. Jolan has just mentioned, peer pressure can begin in early childhood with children that trying to get other kids to play their games that they want. It's generally increased during childhood and reach in intensity in preteens and teen years. Peer pressure can be positive or negative. Starting in high school, children begin to spend more time with their friends and thus lesser time with their parents and family. In children with age of 11 to 14, it's most common for the member of this clique to be the same sex. They will spend time together by watching movies, going to the mall, talking on the mobile phone, or chatting online. Therefore, peer pressure can be extremely strong and seductive. According to the experiment, it shows how peer pressure influences children to leave their better judgment and their common sense behind, just because everyone else in their peer group is doing it. Besides that, negative peer pressure is normally unavoidable. It may continue to be a fact of life during childhood and into the adulthood. Peer pressure can be found in the group of young age too, when children will simply do anything by following other kids. This may affect a child's behavior, social, emotional development. Negative peer pressure occurs when a child or a teen being affected by adults which is same as their age to do something whether it's harmful to their body or against the law.
Marvelous, Miss Yixing. What you have just said is quite good, and you have just explained and give some really good examples. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from all the factors that we have just mentioned, think about it. Everything that we just mentioned has a little bit connectivity to it, and we know as responsibility, because nowadays no adults, teenagers likes to take this thing known as responsibility. They don't want to take any control of it, they want to push it aside. And some parents, they might try to rely, thinking that government can help us in solving all the problems. But as a parent, you gotta do what you gotta do. We know all these words, but no one likes to do what these words meaning is. So, as a conclusion, as a parent, please take good care of your child. Do your job as a parent. If you can't take care of it, don't try to make it. Thank you very much.